The Switch 2 and Mario Kart World are now just 7 days away, and Nintendo has shown us a lot about this game. Tons of gameplay footage from the treehouse, trailers, and even new information via their Nintendo Today app. But even with all the things that we've seen so far, a lot of fans are praying and hoping that there's a lot to Mario Kart World that we haven't seen yet. Hopefully Nintendo is still keeping a lot of it under wraps, because when I'm looking at the demo gameplay and some of people's footage that they've been posting online, it seems like you can pretty much do anything and everything in that open world besides doing the P-Switch missions. So I'm really hoping Nintendo took out a lot from the game, and there still is a lot of surprises for us to find when we boot up the game on day one. So I've been trying to predict what the big secret with this game is. Is there something big that Nintendo's hiding? Remember Tears of the Kingdom, how we knew that there had to be something big that Nintendo was hiding from us, and it turned out to be the fact that yes, not only were there dungeons, but also the fact that there was an entire underground map being the depths. Even though the depths didn't really live up to the hype that I think we all really wanted it to be, still it was a really cool secret that Nintendo was hiding from us. So I'm wondering if Mario Kart World has something like that. So I have a list of ideas what I think that hidden thing could be, as well as ideas from you guys based on what you think the hidden secret could be with Mario Kart World. But before we get started, guys, we are only 6 days away until Mario Kart World and Switch 2, so please, let's see how many people in celebration for Switch 2 we can get to leave a like and subscribe on today's video. Let's just see how many people we can get to subscribe just out of pure hype on today's video alone. Thank you guys so much for your support, and let's jump into what the secret of Mario Kart World could be. The first thing I noticed is it seems like Nintendo might be hiding a reverse track option, meaning that we can race on all the tracks in reverse. We've seen in a Japanese commercial for the game that it showed the racers racing in the opposite direction in Mario Bros. Circuit, and it looked like it was just in that individual track and not part of a knockout tour. This would be a pretty cool secret, and going in a track in reverse is a lot different than mirror mode, which would almost feel like a completely different track in some instances. Especially if they add alternate paths and routes to accommodate that reverse mode, I think it would work really well. And this could be a really cool secret, taking our 30 basic tracks and turning them into a whopping 60, just giving them each a reverse mode. I really hope that one of the secrets is that there's tons of more characters still, and also tons of more costumes as well. If we actually get this game and there's hardly no unlockable characters outside the ones that we already know of, I'd be kind of upset considering the fact that they've shown us already. Why would Nintendo have 50 different characters in this game and that be the only amount of characters that they have, and they showed off every single last character? Why wouldn't they save some of them to be surprises? Like, why were they all included then in the demos and in the trailers and the treehouse? They should have saved some secret characters. So I'm hoping that there are some secret characters left, or maybe even some extra outfits and stuff for like some of the non-important characters. I would say some of the Kamek enemy transformation characters having costumes as well would be really cool. One secret that I personally really hope Nintendo's hiding as one of my favorites would be if there's some type of boss battles or way bigger P-Switch missions than we've seen so far. Nintendo has been showing us pretty much every other day a brand new P-Switch mission, and they all pretty much look ideally the same. It's going through rings or reaching a goal ring by dodging all the obstacles. And even with that said, there's a couple that look a little bit more interesting, like a new one we got with Toad, where you had to get to the top of Toad's factory and dodge all these giant capsules that were filled with different items that would all shoot out when you ran into them, and you had to hurry up and get to the goal ring in a certain amount of time. But I still really do hope that there's boss battles included, because man, that would just make me so happy to just be driving in the overworld or see a boss spawn or be tied to a P-Switch mission, which would be really cool and call back to Mario Kart DS. There's an absolutely crazy theory out there right now that everything that we've seen so far is just one continent or one area of the map, that the map is actually way more expansive and has tons of other regions all around the globe that they just haven't shown us yet. This would be the craziest thing. I mean, seriously, this would be something that genuinely would be the coolest thing I've ever seen. Imagine you visited every location on the map, collected a large amount of collectibles, maybe even all of them, done all the Grand Prix and all the tours and unlocked all the cups and even completed and finished Rainbow Road, and then finally the game says, here's a brand new continent and region for you to explore. Could you, like, that would just be one of the craziest things Nintendo would ever do, just hide something that massive. And everything that we've seen so far was just one tiny continent, and they completely took everything out from all the trailers, from everything that we've seen so far, from the treehouse events, and there's just like this secret extra whole continent full of like 30 more tracks and, you know, more retro tracks. That would just be the craziest thing ever. I think that would definitely be worth the $80. I know I keep saying this is the craziest thing ever, but it just would be that insane. I mean, I could imagine everyone losing their minds over this, but I definitely don't think this is happening. But it's something I thought I'd mention. Mario Kart World's battle mode looks pretty basic and still is not really giving me an incentive to want to go try this one out. I've never been a battle fan and I still don't look like I'm going to be. But what if there's a massive mode that they're hiding? We only seen balloon battle and coin runners, but what if there's another mode that Nintendo is hiding from us and is really excited to have us be surprised by? Like imagine the balloon battle, but it's a massive one on the scale of a giant battle royale, and Nintendo just hasn't told us anything about it yet. And then, you know, they did say that there was going to be balloon battle and coin battle, and that is still balloon battle, but this time it's just balloon battle but with a massive open world experience, kind of utilizing that giant world and putting like 50 or 100 players and the last one standing wins would be such a fun idea. Now, before we get into the fan picks, this is one that I've seen from a lot of people and something that I've been thinking about for a while. I've even heard other YouTubers like Game Explain bring this one up, so I thought I would just bring this up as a big cultivation of what everybody has been thinking. What if Rainbow Road isn't just a track that appears in the sky, but instead it's an entire like POI, almost like a whole area that we get to race around on, and like there's tons of side roads and other extra rainbow roads going around the main track, and maybe it's just like a bunch of classic tracks kind of teased in there, thrown in there as well, and it's just like, what if it's a whole cup as well? What if we had like 4 different rainbow roads all in one Rainbow Road Cup, and you just drive from one to the next to the next to the next, and it just goes throughout the sky over top of most of the island that we have already? I mean, that sounds like it would be a blast. Having an original Rainbow Road and then maybe like 3 callbacks would be a really cool idea. Is Nintendo going to do that? I don't think so. I think the POI thing makes a lot of sense, but still, I don't think just having a giant region for Rainbow Road is going to be enough of a secret to really make people super shocked or anything like that. So let's go on to your guys' choices for what you think the secret that Nintendo is hiding with this game is going to be. Rylan thinks that Nintendo is actually hiding a secret 200cc mode, and I do too. It just doesn't make sense. When you have tracks this wide and that accommodate this many players, it almost feels like this was just made with 200cc in mind, even more than Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, especially when there's so many intermission tracks where it seems like we're driving in a lot of straight lines. I feel like having a super fast speed would be a really great addition. So I do think there might be a secret hidden 200cc mode after we complete the 150cc mode Grand Prix. I hope I'm right with this one, but at the very least, I am almost 100% confident that Nintendo will at least add it as a free update later on down the road. Both Vascal and Swam 321 want to see some type of secret with Nabbit. They think that there is some type of secret that Nintendo's hiding because in all of the different binocular kind of world view trailers that we've gotten from the Nintendo Today app, they always seem to show Nabbit sitting there doing something. He always has like a little camp area, and he always has things around him like colored blocks or different packages and different suitcases or something. So a lot of people think that there's something going on with Nabbit, and I do too. I do think it's going to be tied to a P-switch mission of some sort, but I really hope it's some type of like delivery mission that I've still been really hoping for, or something that's maybe even bigger than what we're expecting. But Nabbit's definitely here for some reason, and I'm still trying to figure out why, because he's actually a playable racer in this game. So what happens if we're actually racing as Nabbit around the free roam? Does it change to a different character like a Toad or something? It was strange. Space Poet thinks that the secret could be that every single track in the game has 2 variants. Now that's something else that would be really cool, and I think could go alongside with the reverse track thing. Having a reverse track also adds different routes and optional paths, which would be really cool and would kind of work like Mario Kart Tour, where like a specific lap will take you in a different area than the other laps, or that final third lap will take you in reverse, which will also put you on different paths for it to work in reverse. So maybe it's something along those lines. But if we actually had 2 completely different variants to choose from for every single track in the game, giving us 60 different tracks plus reverse modes of all those different tracks, giving us a total of 120 different variations of tracks, that is so much my brain can't even handle it. Phasmare is still holding out that the secret could be a story mode still. Man, I just think this is one of those things that's once again just a pipe dream at this point. I guess pun intended, Mario, sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't see us actually having a full-blown story mode that's just been hidden this whole time around. Maybe there is, and maybe that's what Nintendo's been hiding from us. And there's actual, you know, missions and bosses that actually aren't just little quick time challenges like the P-Switch missions. And free roam is just an entire different thing altogether, where in a story mode, we'd help different characters out, complete quests, maybe have cutscenes, maybe build the map, and maybe by piece build the continents together by taking out world bosses and everything and collecting stars or something. That would be awesome, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think free roam is our story mode this time around, and those P-Switch missions are our story mode quests as well, which may not seem as ambitious as some of us had wanted, but it's a Mario Kart game. I mean, it's about racing first and foremost, so I guess we can't be too mad. Grateful states that they want to see every item have upgradable versions very similar to Tours. Now, I didn't play Mario Kart Tour really that much at all, but some examples would be like the shell going to like the Bowser shell from Double Dash and stuff like that, just having bigger and better versions of those items. The Bob-omb being changed for the Giga Bob-omb, which I won't have a problem with. I think that's pretty cool. Like, I didn't get to experience a lot of these because I missed out on Tour, so having those options here would be a great factor. So maybe almost like Wonder Effects 2 could be given to items. That would be a crazy change. Like, we know there's 3 different tiers of food, and we know it just gives you a different speed boost. Like, the 3-star food gives you a fastest speed boost, and the 1-star food only a small speed boost. But what if it does more? What if it actually gives you a better item? This is actually a pretty cool idea, and I really hope this is something that Nintendo could be hiding from us. Tomato Luigi wants more online free roam games. Something like hide and seek would be really cool that they mentioned, and yeah, I agree. I mean, these are things that we could probably make up with our own friends just playing online, but I would love official game modes from Nintendo, like little things that we can do within the free roam world, because the only thing we kind of have is battle mode, but it doesn't really utilize that free roam mode. It's strange to me how there's not any games that actually takes place in this giant world that the whole game's based on. Like an official tag or King of the Hill or even hide and seek mode would be so much fun to play with friends and even randoms online. And finally, Booma thinks that they could actually be hiding some type of ranked mode for online, whether it be ranked battle or ranked racing or even ranked, knockout tour. Any of those would be really cool to see. This is something I feel like could happen in a later update, kind of like Splatoon finally releasing like rank X and stuff. So maybe eventually they'll release a proper ranked mode and ranking system, which I would love to actually see how good I am at this game, because it's hard to tell when you're always just going against random people or people that's kind of similar to your world ranking number. So we'll see. I'm hoping for ranked mode. I don't think it's hidden in this game right now. I think it is going to be something that's added later on. But as you can see, there's a lot of things that people think that are going to be hidden in this game. So of course it'll be kind of a bummer if there's nothing hidden at all, which I just do not see that being the case. I mean, if they showed us everything that's in this game already, I would be very shocked and kind of let down because they left no surprises. But what do you guys think that's still hidden in Mario Kart World that Nintendo hasn't showed us so far, that we haven't mentioned in this video? Maybe we missed something entirely that you're thinking of. Comment it down below and make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out. And like always, I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you all on the next one. 6 days away, guys.